Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jide. I run a logistics procurement company in Canada. I help people ship their cargo from Nigeria to Canada and from Canada to Nigeria. So that's basically what I do. In today's video, I want to share with you an opportunity that is in exporting foodstuff from Nigeria to Canadian market. As you all know that the Nigerian community in Canada is increasing, and as the number of Nigerians rather, in Canada, and as you know that as the number of Nigerians in Canada increases, so as the number of Nigerians in Canada increases, so also the need to eat. So the taste of Nigerians do not change. Okay, as despite the fact that they've relocated from Nigeria to Canada, they've also taken along the side with them the cultural side of them, which include the food. So Nigerians in Canada still actively eat Nigerian food. So the only way to get Nigerian food is to get it from Nigeria. Okay, so that's where the opportunity comes to be the supplier of the food that Nigerians in Canada will be consuming. Okay, so how can you seize this opportunity? As an exporter, there are things that you need to know, and in this video I'll be sharing with you an opportunity to start exporting food from Nigeria on a small scale. You can even start from your kitchen or from your house. Okay, that's how simple, how easy it can start. So the only challenge you can have is in your mind. So there's no limitation elsewhere except in your mind. So in this video, I'll be sharing how the opportunities that are available in exporting food from Nigeria and how you can start seizing the opportunity. Okay, you can seize the opportunity and grow it to the extent that it can become your main source of income. Okay, all right. So Nigeria, as we know, is rich in agricultural resources. It has a diverse food culture. Okay, we have over 200 ethnic groups in Nigeria with different food cultures and their preferences. So it's an opportunity for an entrepreneur, okay, like you, okay, to venture into an export market. So as a Japa movement, as the Jackpot movement has become a big one, so also is the opportunity to export food to meet the needs of those that have Jackpot. Okay, so starting a small scale foodstuff export business can be a rewarding endeavor. You can tap into a growing demand for Nigerian culinary in Canada. Okay, for African stores are increasing day by day in Canada. Okay, as we have them in Toronto, we have them in British Columbia, we have them in British Columbia, we have them in Calgary, as we have African stores in Calgary, we have them in Halifax. So African stores are springing and they would need regular supply of food, not from Canada but from Nigeria. Okay, so maybe later in the future, Nigerians will own farms in Canada and start growing plants and rearing animals. But for now, I think in the next 5 to 10 years, Nigerians in Canada will still be actively importing food from Nigeria. So it's an opportunity for you to start your business now and start growing to meet the need. Okay, know that for you, until you meet a need, until you provide money, a value, money cannot flow to you. So if you are looking at opportunity to make more money, you can look. This is food export business is an opportunity for you. So, number there are things that we'll look into, and then it will be very important for you to consider these factors so as to be able to position yourself as an exporter of food. One, you need to know marketable products. Okay, product that you can actually export, that is in demand, that is in need in Canada. Okay, secondly, you need to know the regulatory environment in which your business is going to be operating. Okay, food is Food importing and exporting is regulated both in Nigeria and Canada, but it's something you can handle. It's not too big for a small business to handle. All right. Thirdly, you need to consider the operational factors, such as how you source your material, okay, your logistics, your pricing and everything operational. So fourthly, you need to know how to overcome the challenges that you're going to face, because I tell you, you're going to face challenges, but look beyond the challenges, look at the opportunities that is innumerable that you're going to get exporting food. So let's start from the first one. You need to identify a marketable product. So I have some list of marketable products that you can look to that you can start exporting. All right. So you can start exporting cassava products such as gari, fufu, tapioca. Gari is a staple in Nigeria and is also a staple in Canada because we have Nigerians in Canada. So one thing you can never go wrong exporting from Nigeria to Canada is cassava products. Okay, so sizable number of Africans are in Canada. So it is a must that Nigerians must take gari. So you can start looking into exporting gari. So gari, fufu, flour, or tapioca, or any cassava product is a uh, is a potential money maker for you if you export it. So secondly, you can look into palm oil. Okay, palm oil is in demand both domestically and internationally. So it's not even only in Canada that palm oil is being actively imported. Okay, India, China, United States, they are potential markets to sell palm oil to. So if you are exporting palm oil to Canada, you will not make loss once you know what to do and do it right. So thirdly, you can export spices and seasonings. We have different blend of spices and seasoning, like suya spice, curry powder, pepper powder. So these products, they have a potential to attract they are attractive to African stores, they are attractive to ethnic stores, and then small chain, independent chain stores here in Canada. So something you can look into, spices and seasonings. You can look to export beans and legumes. So beans products, legumes, are something you can look to that are very high in high demand in Canada. You can look at dried fish and seafood. Dried fish and seafood. So you can look into that. If interested in exporting a marketed product, you can look into dried fish and sea product. There are many marketable products. So if you need help in curating a list of marketable products, at least that I have seen my customers shipped from Nigeria to Canada, I can help you with those lists. And then you can sit down and then look at the one that you have a competitive advantage in, that you can export. So now let's go to the regulatory requirement. As I told you before, food exporting is very regulated both in Canada and Nigeria, so you need to understand the regulatory environment. So you need to look at your product certification. So you need to obtain necessary certification licenses. We have NAFDAC, we have SON, okay, we have exporting Nigerian Exporting Promotion Council. So if you want to really do your business, exporting business in a global way, okay, having a global standard, you need to consider registering with these bodies. Okay, so although there are some businesses that start on a small scale, marketing their products online on Instagram and yet without a NAFDAC number, but I will advise you that you plan having your NAFDAC number, your SON approval from the start of your business. Okay, so product certification is one of the regulatory requirements you need to meet for you to start exporting. Number two, export documentation. So aside product certification, there is export documentation that you need to know. you need to prepare your export documentation, which include the invoice. That is when you are ready to export your food. Okay, now, so you have obtained your product is well registered with the necessary bodies. But now, if you want to export it, you need to have exporting document that customs we have to work with to allow you to ship it out of Nigeria. Your export documentation, they include the invoices, the certificate of origin, the phytosanitary certificate, and export permit. But I can give you details of this if you are ready to start exporting your food out of Nigeria. Okay, I can give you details. Just chat me up. You can also chat me on WhatsApp or comment below in the comment section, and we'll take it off from there. So the third one is food safety standards. If NAFDAC must approve your product, because NAFDAC is in charge of food regulation in Nigeria, if they must approve your product, you need to be producing, packaging, you need to be processing, producing, packaging your food in a very hygienic condition that is in compliance with GMP. GMP means good manufacturing practice. So you must be able to comply with the necessary food standard for you to get NAFDAC approval. So the next one is the labeling and packaging. There's a standard of labeling and packaging that every food product that is coming to Canada must meet. There's a minimum standard of labeling and packaging. So you need to find out how you can properly label your product with accurate nutrient information. So if you are shipping your food product out of Nigeria, you must label it appropriately. There's a standard way to label, you must include the ingredients, the nutritional content, whether it's allergic, with people that it can be allergic to, the shelf life, okay, the manufacturing date, the expiry date. So you must be, the product must be able to, the packaging must be able to protect the product, okay, from contamination. All right. So it must also protect the product from physical damage through shipping. So that are the things you need to look into. Now, the third thing we are looking at is the operational considerations. We have talked about what products can you market. We have talked about regulatory requirement. Now, let's look at operational considerations. How are you going to be sourcing your raw material? Do you have suppliers? Do you have farmers? Do you have cooperative societies? Do you have people that regularly will be your source of raw materials? Because once you start marketing your product and people start buying it, you cannot afford to go out of stock of raw materials. Okay, because one thing is that you need to continually have a product marketed to your customers. But if your customers does not have products to sell, it's easy to go to the competitor to buy from them. Okay, if you are out of stock, the period for which you are out of stock, you can start losing sales, start losing customer. So you want to ensure that you have a continuous supply of raw materials. Okay, so raw materials, the food item, the crop itself, the packaging materials, and everything that you need to get your final product. Make sure that they are also always in supply. Whether it's raw material, is the packaging material, you must ensure that they are in constant supply. Okay, you must also you need to also consider logistics and transportation. You must choose reputable freight forwarders and logistics. That is where we come in. Okay, we are a logistics company, a freight forwarder from Nigeria to Canada and Canada to Nigeria. So would help you. We can help you handle your transportation of your goods from your production facilities or from the border in Nigeria to Canada. Okay, so from a point of loading, okay, to the point of discharge, we can help you handle your logistics. Okay, so because the things we understand, we understand the terrain. We know how important shipping route is, transit time, and the transportation cost for a business. So we help you choose the best options for you that would also still make your product competitive, or by the time you calculate your landing cost here in Canada. So you need to do your marketing research and targeting. So how are you going to sell your product in Canada? Okay, how are you going to target the retail outlets? Okay, where do you find the highest demand for your product? How are you going to market it? What are your marketing strategies? Okay, your social media platforms must be up and running. Your Instagram, your TikTok account, your Facebook. You must have a well-branded social media account. Okay, and you must be ready. You must have marketing budgets to do ads. Okay, to expose your company brand to potential markets in Canada. So there are some challenges, like I said, that you will face, but I believe strongly that you can overcome that challenge, and that's what we want to look into now. So the infrastructural constraints like transportation challenge, power supply issues. Okay, all right. So you must be ready to undo anything that may want to limit your business operations and increase your production cost. You must cut your production cost as much as possible. So you must find a way to cut your production cost as much as possible. Okay, so there are things that can limit your access to market. Okay, like tariffs, custom duties, quotas, and things like that. So you must constantly be in the know of the regulatory environment, how the news, be current with news, okay, on regulations, so as to be able to adapt on time. So businesses, the business environment we have these days is very volatile, and businesses need to constantly adapt. Okay, policies keep changing, economic policies keep changing, the business terrain issues keep happening, war here, war in Ukraine, in Russia, Houthis attacking ship in on the sea, things like that is anticipated to happen. So you must constantly adapt to situations so that your business can be successful. Then the next one is quality control and compliance. Okay, your first batch must be consistent with your next batch, with your second batch. So every batch of your product must be consistently produced to meet standard, international standard. Okay, so you must constantly ensure that your production is constantly up to standard. I think I will stop here. Okay, so if you want more advice or consultation on how best you can start your export business, we are available. Would give you the best options for your small business. So despite the challenges, starting a small scale food business in Nigeria is as opportunities far greater than the challenges. Okay, so till next time that I will come your way, do have a wonderful time. Please do share this video if you find it useful and informative, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My name is Jide. Bye bye.